Hey guys, welcome back to HST. I'm Jay here with Aman,
What's good, boys?
and today we have a very special episode. So, we actually have had this guest before, and we wanted to do like a boys sporting episode. So, Aman, why don't you tell them what it's about?
Yeah, back on the show, friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
Come again. He pissed off all the Ronaldo fans, myself included last time. The man, the myth, the Messi.
Denier?
No, the Messi.
Oh, he loves Messi.
Right.
Okay, let's
Messi
go. let's go.
messenger.
The Messi messenger.
Okay, we got Shivan back in the studio, guys. There we go. Good job.
And like Jay said, this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. It's the HST ass. The All Sports
shit.
Spectacular.
Okay.
You know what I'm
let's go.
saying? That's for the true fans out there. But yes, this is a sporting special.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of that, I decided to cosplay my favorite football player.
Benzema.
Woo!
Oh.
Kareem the Dream. You know what I'm saying? Got a haircut and shit.
Okay.
No, I didn't actually. He's not my favorite football player. Just for the just to clear up any allegations. But I do love him, and I did love him.
Okay, guys. So we wanted to start this episode off with, let's say, a controversial opinion from Shivan, and we'll take it from there. So, Shivan, last time you came in and you did piss off a lot of fans, a lot of Ronaldo fans.
All the Ronaldo haters are probably still on the Instagram comments.
Yeah. So why don't you?
Who am I gonna piss off this time?
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Okay. So I've got tons of controversial opinions, but I think a big one right now is I think India as a country will never be a sporting superpower, and let me tell you why. So India has 1.8 billion, 1.7, 1.6 billion people. We should be up there with China, with USA, with
sure.
all the countries in all the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing any of that? Because the 1.8 billion basically is a myth. We don't have 1.8 billion sports potential superstars. It's really 300, 200 million people. The rest of the country is like struggling for food, struggling for poverty. So actually we're 200 million people and we don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the ability, or even players or kids don't have the ability to be stars. We only have like two elite athletes, in my opinion. One is Neeraj Chopra, second is Virat Kohli. I think everyone else in the country is not elite.
Yo.
Maybe we can do for a small period of time, but apart from that, can you name anyone else?
Vishwanath.
Vishwanath Anand was elite at. Okay, I don't think chess.
This guy's backtracking already right now. Man. He's backtracking right now.
Right now. Of course. In the past, we had Leander Paes, we had
Sachin Tendulkar.
Okay, so we've had a lot of fucking
I
superstars.
think right now.
You're telling me the
In a
rest?
country like Serbia, fucking 15 million people, they have the best tennis player, arguably of all time, the best basketball player in the world right now, Nikola Jokic.
Sure.
What do India have?
Okay, so Shivan, I will have to give you this. I will give you this in the sense that we lack the infrastructure right now, and I
Yeah.
think that's something that is changing, and that is something that needs to change, because right now you're right. A lot of people are not in a position where they can just play a game or pick up a game because they don't have the resources to kind of carry them
They're
forward.
worried about their next meal.
I completely agree. I think that needs to change for sure. But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of superstars.
But
So,
considering our population and considering like the amount of like resources we do have, we don't put any of that into sport. And
Here's what we need to consider. We're also a fairly young nation relative to all these other countries. And also in terms of like money and stuff, yes, there is money in India. And yes,
Serbia is
it's
a
not-
young nation. They just got out of war from Yugoslavia.
Serbia is a
60 years
small
ago.
nation. It's far more complicated managing a nation like India.
I agree. That's one of the points.
Look, I don't think India has done enough yet, but I do think that's a consequence of us being a young nation, a nation that has a lot to manage. Things are changing. It's not perfect. I agree that India should be further along. Theoretically, yes, we all agree. I think never is a strong word. I think things are shifting. I think, so I'm completely blanking out on the name, but this was like big news recently, which was India's best tennis player. Did you see
Sumit
that?
Nagal.
Yeah. He put out this statement being like, yo, I don't have money. I can't even like afford to take my physio around.
Yeah.
The country is not supporting me. And he's like the best player. He's like, I don't get any sponsorships.
Yeah.
And tennis is the third most watched sport in the world. People in India love tennis, but I have no support.
Yeah, why do you think that is though? I feel like there should be way more support. So why do you not think there is infrastructure? What is the cause behind this?
There's no return on investment. Like, what am I gonna get as a corporate, like, investing in sport right now? There's not that much money involved in the sports industry, like, to really back players. The only people who do it are the Tatas, JSW, and they're doing it as CSR. They back all that. Our Reliance, of course, Geo. Like, there's no really, like, there's no motivation to back these athletes.
Sure.
The governments obviously are eating up all the money. Like, we know that, allegedly. But
He's pissed off though. Now he's gonna piss off everyone.
I've pissed off the entire country and the government.
So guys, this is HST. Shivan is a guest. If you're just watching, he is not.
All views are his.
And if you look at the progress, we're winning medals in the Asian Games, we're winning medals in the Commonwealth Games. But really, like, when it comes to the Olympics, when it's a world event, we do well in wrestling. We do well because that's part of our ethos. Like, up north, they do like kushti and kabaddi and all that.
We need to up our steroid like doping program.
No,
and then
okay. Okay.
We will be among the stars.
I think almost all elite sports are like doped up
That's
and
not a
like
controversial
juiced
opinion.
up. Yeah.
I don't
It's not
think that's a controversial opinion. I think they are.
Dude, I'm shocked.
I'm gonna come back to the first controversial opinion. We'll come to the second thing in a bit. The sad reality is that money only goes into these sports once someone does something in it.
Yeah.
Like once Neeraj Chopra got the gold, then javelin got recognition, then whatever. I'm sure he got sponsors. The sports got more. That's the sad part of India. And yeah, I mean,
The cart has to come
but
before the horse.
one thing that Jay said, which I want to come back to, is that we need to change that. I don't know if need to is too strong because our country does have other priorities. So I don't know if sports should be that high as a priority.
So I
Like just talk about the whole thing in general, right? I mean, we have significant poverty, unemployment, all those things. So shouldn't that get the first nod and then sports?
So Sid, I think we have the money to do both simultaneously, and I think it also gives the youth something to kind of look forward to. You know, if you have like a team that is winning consistently, it almost brings the nation together. We are all sports fans here, right?
Yeah.
And we understand the power that sports can bring you. You know what I mean? Like when a sports team, when India, I mean, especially now that the World Cup is coming up, you're gonna see India becoming extremely, extremely, close-knit and patriotic because we all have the same goal, right? I'm saying in the Olympics, in the Asia Cup, wherever, if India is up there with the rest of them, it's gonna give the youth something to be hopeful for, something to aspire towards, right? So yeah, sure, we have a lot of problems that need fixing as well, but I don't think it's a either or situation. I think we have the resources, we have the funds to do both. We're not talking about an elite level athletic program. Build a ground for these kids, man.
Okay.
Like have a net, have a cage, like something. Give them some kind of infrastructure. Football is like you need 4 pairs of shoes and a ball, to create like the goal. But they need the ball. You need to start somewhere. It's very simple. I don't think that it's an either or situation at all.
I completely agree. The thing I don't agree with is not something you said, it's something Shivan said. 2 elite athletes. Bro. Our Indian cricket team is one of the best teams in the world.
Tell him right now,
These
bro.
guys are elite athletes. We're talking about like
elite. Rohit Sharma is not an elite athlete. If you look at
bro, he's an elite cricket
He's
player.
a dodgy guy, dude.
Just because he's not like, he doesn't have abs and shit. This dude's hit like 3 200s in ODIs, 4 200s in ODIs.
Okay.
He's the guy.
We'll have 2 or 3 more cricketers who are. And when I'm saying elite, I'm talking about the cream of the crop. Jasprit Bumrah. We have
These guys are the cream of the crop, bro. You're playing for India.
Let's ignore cricket aside. What are the elite
No,
athletes
but fair,
India
right?
have?
Put cricket aside
Put
and then
cricket
see,
aside
yeah.
because India is cricket.
Hockey. We don't watch hockey, but that doesn't mean the hockey team isn't fucking amazing.
Name one fucking
I
hockey
don't-
athlete.
Bro, but it's
You don't know anyone.
But I know India's hockey
No,
team is
but
amazing,
that's
right?
true. That's true. They won the silver
Yeah,
in
they won bronze.
the bronze. Sorry.
Whatever. I mean, they're
Try to stat pad our hockey team, Sid.
they're up there, right? They've won Olympic medals in the past. I think we have elite
Yeah, before
athletes.
The
in
women-
the
the women's
1980s.
cricket team.
Who was the lifter we spoke about really early on in HST?
Mirabai.
Yeah.
Mirabai Chanu,
She's
yeah.
killing it right now, man. as
I
well.
mean, like,
Olympics 2024. Watch out for her.
yeah, of course they exist. Even like Sunil Chetri is like one of the highest international goal scorers. Like,
Stat padding.
I mean, obviously at
Little
some
bit.
point you're saying like, oh, these guys are not elite. It's very, these guys are like, to even be that level is insane, bro. Like, these guys are the best.
Yet,
Sure.
I agree, but I'm also when I discount cricket a little bit because cricket is played between only really 4 countries. Like you're competing with 4 countries. I'm talking about elite. Neeraj Chopra is competing with all the top countries from the world, and he is the best in the world.
So name other athletes in his category. You can't. That doesn't mean he's
I
not
do.
elite.
Anderson Peters, Jakob Vadlech.
Bro, you could have said anything. I would have
So,
believed you.
because I don't know any of these names, I'm reminded of a meme that I sent Aman like a week ago in response for like this episode, where it's like the British come teach everyone their sports, everyone else in the world gets better at it, and you see America where it's like teach people their sports, nobody wants to learn their sports. Say they're the world champions.
Yeah.
So there's like a big. We
Oh,
spoke about this on
yes.
an episode recently where we talked about the NBA and FIBA and everything. In the world sphere, who do you think is the most, I'd say influential or powerful nation in terms of sports? Who is leading
Great
charge
question.
right now?
That's a great
Because there's so many different camps, so many different, and guys, like winter
Yeah.
sports exist as well, right?
Uh,
So, like, who do you think overall leads the charge
I
in
think
terms of sporting nations? Give me a top 3.
top 3. I think US has to be number 1. They don't play soccer, or football. I'm sorry.
Football for the
Like
real.
they don't play football.
Big man turned into a Yankee, bro.
I was just for my US audience.
But the US women's team is the
Yeah,
number one.
No, they lost the World Cup really
Ah, but
badly.
Spain has won a good number of. Anyways, yeah.
So, because you got other sports like your NBA, all your Olympics athletes, they are the number 1 in the world. Tennis, they have some of the top tennis players. This one just won. Coco Gauff just won the US Open. So, I think US just culturally,
Sure.
and they have a big of an impact. Like the most culturally famous sports star in the world right now is LeBron James. I don't think you
No.
can say.
Culturally famous,
What
I would
are you
say
talking about?
Messi right now.
No,
Okay.
Ronaldo, bro.
Sh-
Ooh. Look at the Instagram followers. Look at the influence. LeBron.
all paid. They're all paid.
Arey, what paid, bro? You go to the street, you go to the corner, someone in India say, ye kaun hai? They'll
So
say,
saying
ye kaun
it's
hai,
Saudi
bro?
bots that are
No, bro, you go
talking
there, you
up,
say,
Ronaldo.
who? Everyone goes, who?
And I think all the money, like apart from Saudi, which has like the cash, the main money in world sports is the US. Like if you want to get rich, you have to have
The
something.
money is there.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I think it's a great question. I don't know the answer because I'm not very familiar with the Olympics. I think there has to be a bit of a shout out to Brazil.
Okay.
I feel like there are a lot of Brazilian combat fighters plus
Yeah.
football plus
Yeah.
It's really only football and combat
Yeah.
fighters.
I would say USA, China, Russia. Those are my top 3.
The UK.
No.
I would say the UK
No,
also.
no. UK is a cultural hub for sport.
Yeah.
Because they have institutions like the Premier League, Wimbledon, and shit like that. But when I'm talking about athletes from the UK,
Yeah, like sporting
Yeah.
nations. Let's
What about Spain?
no.
Tennis, football,
basketball as
basketball.
well. Yeah, sure.
I mean, they've been up there for a while, bro.
So you brought
Even
up
the
this-
Olympics.
I mean, yeah, like you brought up this thing about like money and infrastructure and all of that stuff, and now we see plays like the Saudi influence on sports,
Yeah.
like golf, football. You guys want to expand on that a little bit? Because I don't know too much about football, but it seems like the Saudis are kind of taking over
Yeah.
in terms of at least the money that they are able to like provide the players. So how long do you think it is before? Look, Ronaldo moving was a big cultural shift, and obviously Neymar is following him as well. When do you think players like Haaland or Mbappe are gonna start moving there and attracting more of the talent to there?
honest,
Because Mbappe just got offered like
Yeah.
some ridiculous amount of money, but if he took it, he'd be a joke forever. I feel like his legacy would be destroyed. So when do you think that shift is gonna happen, where all the players are actually in the Saudi league and not in like the Premier League or whatever?
honestly, I don't think it's going to be surprising if few years from now we see players moving to Saudi. Because let's look at Saudi Arabia right now. They have all the money in the world. They're probably the richest country. Like,
Sure,
because
sure.
removing oil from the ground for millions of years, for millions of barrels, gets you like they're trillionaires. They're probably the most richest country in the world. If we look at money they're able to spend, they've bought out WWE. They have WWE events there. All the big boxing fights happen there.
Sure.
F1 happens there. golf is basically owned by Saudi Arabia right now.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a Saudi cricket league coming up soon.
Yeah.
There's gonna football. So the football league, they're offering some crazy amounts, and we're seeing players in their prime. So you've got your old stars, Ronaldo's, Neymar's, who are looking for a retirement check. But we've also got young players like Seko Fofana, Ruben Neves. All these guys, they're moving in their prime to Saudi Arabia because they're being offered the cash. How long, like from now, the next star who's 18, and I'm offering you a retirement level money. You don't have to work that hard, and you're getting this crazy amounts of money because at the end of the day, footballers just care. They care about pride to a certain limit, but there's a price on everything, Brian.
Yeah, do you?
It is a job. It is their job.
Yeah.
And the job is like.
I
you
think
want
there's
money.
this like prevailing notion right now in sports, and I think it was very different back in the day. If you go like 10, 20 years ago, where everyone is like super, super loyal. But the thing is that I think in the 2010s, this trend started where the owners just stopped giving a fuck about player loyalty. Like if you're injured, they'll trade you. Like people like, I mean, in the NBA especially,
Yeah.
you can be flying to your new destination for a game. You can be traded on the flight there. So there's this thing of like, there's no more loyalty with these clubs anymore. So the players have been like, okay, guys, if you don't give a fuck about us,
Why should I?
we're gonna ring chase, we're gonna money chase. Like we don't give a fuck about you because you clearly don't give a fuck about us. So I think that's where the Saudi influence comes in, where it's like, we don't give a fuck about you, but we're gonna pay every single one of you. Come here. If you're not appreciated here, you'll go somewhere else for more money, right? So the next Haaland in maybe like another 10 years is definitely gonna move to Saudi, is what you're saying.
I
Like,
think
that is the trend.
So the Premier League institution, the La Liga, Champions League, it's all going to remain, but we're going to have Saudi Arabia probably become the 6th biggest league in the world. I think so.
So here's what I think. I think a lot of the players you named who are in their prime, quote unquote, are not global superstars. Like they're good players. They were like coming up.
Yeah,
Like
borderline.
bro,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like people on the street aren't being like, oh, I want to grow up to be Ruben Neves, bro. Like all said and done. But
Chief shot on Ruben Neves.
I mean, bless him, bro. But he was playing for
Shout
like
out,
a,
shout out Ruben, man. Fucking love your
Neymar's
sandwich.
31.
yeah. So I think, look, when you get offered that kind of money, that's like generational wealth,
Yeah.
right? And like you grow up, like you know, your whole life you're trying to make it, like just support the people you love. Somebody comes in like, bro, I'm giving you this much money. You're like, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, you'll take it.
Even if I'm fucking 21, whatever, I get it, right? I agree with what Jay said about players have become like commodities, right?
Yeah.
And you know what has like happened, which is why I think the institutions are crumbling a little bit. I think a lot of the big leagues, La Liga, Premier League, the Champions League, started looking at the players as like, how much can we get out of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you see so many players complaining about how many games in a season, bro.
Sure, sure.
Move the World Cup here because it does this. Let them go fly here. They're barely sleeping. Elite players are getting injured. How many players this season have torn their ACL,
ACL.
bro? Which is insane, right? Like these guys are young, like in their prime. So for them,
It's that like they're literally just milking the players
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
all of their energy, and then when they do have these injuries, see you.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Exactly,
like, yeah,
right?
so
And then that's just the sports side. It's also like beyond the game.
yeah,
Like
right?
your personality, your social media, your
So much you have
ad
to do.
sponsorships, all that stuff for the club.
I
also.
think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the NBA right now, I mean, obviously MLB or whatever, but the NBA has 83 regular season games. That's fucking crazy. That's outrageous, man.
You know what they're doing?
Yeah, the in-game
Yeah,
playoff.
the in-game playoffs, and also what NBA teams, they were smart. They used to rest their star players for like shitty games when no one really cares about.
Oh, yes.
But now they're introducing a thing where you can't rest two All-Stars in one game. So if I have Draymond Green and Steph Curry in the same match, I can only rest one of them.
Which is that's
so
insane,
crazy,
bro.
how can they say
so
you
crazy,
cannot
dude.
rest this guy?
So there's a flip side to that. I'm more inclined to agree with Shivan in the sense that, like, bro, if you're injured, like, I think you got to be placed on injury reserve. You can't just rest a game out because like the fans are coming and they're paying you whatever. But there's also it's a money making machine, the NBA, right? Now it's one of those things where all sports are kind of becoming like this. If you look at the NFL right now, I know none of you guys follow the NFL, but this is a really, really good example of injuries. I think right now there have been like so many significant injuries also because of turf fields, which
Yeah.
I know is not a problem in football.
It was a huge problem because football had their preseason in the US, and all these players who got their ACL injuries are from clubs who toured to the
Yo,
US.
that's kind of crazy, bro.
Turfs are worse. Like they're shit for your knees.
What is the argument for turf?
Arsenal, United.
I think it's like it's cheaper to manage compared to actual
Guys,
grass.
These motherfuckers have spent. Did you see that Real Madrid stadium, bro?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a retractable stadium. Like the floor can be beneath the
that's
actual
not-
floor, and they don't want to pay for like
but
actual
that-
grass.
That's
bro?
grass, bro.
That's grass.
Yeah. That's-
Okay, I hope
that's
every.
grass. No, Europe has only grass.
Yeah.
Football in the
US.
States is all like AstroTurf, and
this
it's
is,
ass.
This is the really fun thing about this, right? It's like the NFL has been complaining for years and years and years about like turf and blah blah blah, and then the World Cup was announced in the US.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now they're changing all that. They're changing all that.
have to.
'Cause it's like we will come, but on the condition that you cannot have your shitty ass turf grounds.
Yeah.
You mean
in,
the football World Cup, right?
Football World Cup, the FIFA
26.
World Cup.
26, yeah.
So they were like, yeah, we just need to make a transition, and all of these NFL players are just getting crazy injuries out here, man.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, his
Wow,
first
yeah.
game for the New York Jets,
Yeah.
was
Ooh.
Achilles.
I want to go back to the Saudi conversation. So, like I was saying, I think the institutions are crumbling. And so you're seeing players be like, okay, you don't care about us. I'll go to Saudi. I'll get generational wealth. At the same time, at least our generation, players, when you're, even as us as sports fans, like we've all imagined like playing for our team and winning for our team, right? Like, so Mbappe didn't go to Saudi because like at the end of the day, you want to play for your city. You want to play for Real Madrid. You want to play for Barca. Same with Jude, right? Jude could have gone anywhere, but he was like, oh, Madrid came, I want to go to Madrid. You
Yeah.
talk to like whoever, right? All these, big, like a lot of these like stars, like not your Ruben Neves, right? But like your,
Once again, with the Ruben
Yeah.
Neves.
you know what I mean, bro? Like,
Yeah. So I think that still goes back to my point about like the prestige of it all, bro.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
Premier League and all of these things still have their shine. They still have like, oh wow, Real Madrid wants me on their team. Yeah, I'm gonna go there if I'm a young star, as opposed to Saudi right now. But what Siobhan was saying is that what about the next guy? What about the next generation of superstars? What will be the landscape? Because I think if this Jude dude, I don't want to jinx it or anything. If he gets an ACL injury right now, they're gonna fucking dump him, dude.
they probably won't because
Not
he's like
Jude,
the
but-
biggest guy in the world.
But any other
He's
guy,
not.
yeah, maybe.
He's not.
I mean, he's arguably the
My
best.
point is, okay, Mbappe didn't go to Saudi because he had so much on the line. He's the next Messi. He's
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
Ronaldo.
yeah.
You can't fucking go to
You're not gonna go to Saudi.
Arabia.
That's a weak
Because I'm
move,
saying-
man.
He has GOAT status on the line. So in the long run, it didn't make sense for him to go. But if I'm 18 years old and I'm the next star and I'm being offered insane money, I'm gonna go to Saudi Arabia. If I offered you the same HST job in Saudi Arabia, the Riyadh having said that, he's gonna leave. Like for 5 times the amount of money you're getting paid right now.
Would you leave? Would you leave? I don't think he would.
Alhamdulillah, I'll support
Yeah.
my family.
You go get the bag,
I'm
man.
gonna get poached from us.
Hey man,
Is any Saudi podcast watching? Please don't take this guy, man.
if y'all want me, I'll be there, man.
Relax.
Hey, listen, I'll come with you.
What's happening right now, guys? What the fuck is happening?
Give him some Taylor Swift tickets and he'll bow.
No, that's actually crazy because that is the level of like money that these guys have. You see the jet they sent to pick up Neymar?
Yeah.
They were like, come, let's take you away from this shithole. Let's go. It's crazy, bro.
But my final point is, this is what I think I'm getting at. We saw a similar thing with China. Then China capped it, and the players sort of started coming back, like Carrasco and like all these guys went to China, and then they came back to Europe. I think what's going to happen is, because the Saudi League is now becoming this like big destination, I suspect, and this is a controversial opinion, I know the Super League got shut down.
Yeah.
I suspect these leagues will start making changes to be more attractive to these younger stars. I think the foundation, I think everything is going to change. And in like 10, 20 years, the leagues we know are not going to be the same leagues.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to keep it exciting. And I also think there is I did not give a fuck about Saudi football. Now I'll watch the highlights or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great, bro. Ronaldo scored a goal. You can't even fucking see the goal,
The
bro.
keeper. That was
We'll put this clip up.
Yeah.
It was like It's like
Smog.
smoke, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Some-
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, the racist was saying he was smoking shisha and all in the goal and all, bro. You know, so
that's crazy.
it's not elite football.
Yeah.
And if
Not
the Sau-
yet. That's
But it will be. And you know why Saudi is not going away? Because they have a long-term vision. They want to change their how they look to the West. They want to
2030.
2030 vision. Mohammed bin Salman. Okay, but putting the moral reasons behind and all the beheadings and all the shady they do. It's sports washing.
Hey man, that's okay. You gave Ronaldo money.
Okay. For the sake of the conversation, like it is sports washing, and they're trying to improve their image, and they have a long-term vision. They want to be the new West, and when the best way for them to do that is to get into the hearts of all the young people.
Yeah.
And you do that by buying their sports stars and by making them represent like Saudi.
Yeah.
You look at they bought fucking Newcastle, and you've got people Geordies wearing those Saudi whatever they're called. I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, Manchester City is essentially a Saudi
Yeah.
team as well.
Qatari.
Qatari. No, they
that
are
racist?
no.
I don't know.
Then the UAE, the Abu Dhabi Royal
Abu Dhabi
Family,
investment.
Abu Dhabi Royal
Qatar
Family,
is Paris.
Qatar's PSG.
So one thought over here, and let's just try and look at the other side of it. Do you think, as you said, that they will become an elite league in the future, in the 10, 15, 20 years, and they'll make changes? Are
think-
they changes for the good?
I think they will be. I think, bro, the new format of the Champions League from like 2024
Next year, yeah.
Yeah.
is weird. Like it's so very clearly designed so that they get more viewers.
Yeah,
It's
and-
not designed for the teams. And I
Okay.
think a lot of these things will start being adapted to make it more comfortable for players to want to stay there, bro. Like I think they'll have to do it. I think what's exciting is the Saudi league becoming prominent will address complacency in the other leagues, which
yeah.
I think will make it exciting.
Yeah.
And I also think that I'm a Madrid fan because whatever, my favorite player played for Madrid. Both of you are Arsenal fans. You don't watch football, but the current stars, if Mbappe still stays at a Real Madrid, the guy who's modeling after at a PSG, the guy who's modeled after Mbappe will also want to play there. And so I think that generation will continue. I don't think someone growing up in Paris will be like, oh, my dream club is.
It will, but it's
Al
just
Ittihad.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so I just want to like address as well, like we spoke on this show about stuff like boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing is getting a huge push in Saudi,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Boxing is getting a huge push. The UFC is getting a huge push. And you see like with the UFC and boxing, they have no issues, right? Because they don't necessarily need to have the teams there. They just need to have the events there.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at COVID and you look at what Abu Dhabi did, which was really, really smart, was kind of extend the UFC like a lifeboat.
An
And be
island,
Yo, listen,
yeah.
you guys can come here whenever you want during COVID. We just want you to keep coming here forever. Right?
Yeah.
And that will lead us into the most recent UFC card that's going to happen, which is Islam Oliveira 2, which is going to be an absolute banging
crazy.
card.
Yeah.
So Jay, who won the first time?
I think Islam won the
Islam
first
won.
one. And it's super monumental because I think Alex Volkanovski has already exposed the blueprint
He
now.
showed a chink
of
in Islam's armor. That
Exactly.
He's
So
not.
I think
So,
Oliveira
guys-
will be able to.
Lots of love to both of you. You got to explain what
Yeah.
the chink is. Like,
You have to tell us who Alex, whatever.
Alex
is.
Volkanovski is pound for pound one of the top fighters in the world. He lost to Islam Makhachev, but it was a narrow loss, and people think that, or people say that like it could have gone both ways. That Alex could have easily won that fight.
Okay.
So now we think Charles de Oliveira, he's fighting Islam in Abu Dhabi, I think October
October 21st.
soon, and he has a chance. Islam is. I don't think he's lost yet, right? He's
No,
undefeated.
he has one loss on his record.
He has one loss.
The reason why it's so monumental is because we see through Khabib's undefeated career, literally nobody could stop the plan. You knew what he was going to do. You knew he was going to take you down and beat you and finish you, right? These Dagestani fighters were almost like you undefeatable. Like you
Yeah.
could not even imagine beating one of them. And Alex Volkanovski fought at 145. The champion of 145 moved up to 155 and exposed the hell out of Islam's game plan, which was essentially if you stuff the takedowns and you use smart jiu-jitsu to kind of get back to your feet, it's not going to work for you. You know what I mean?
Jiu-jitsu has to be smart.
Yeah,
man.
straight up,
bro.
it's got to be smart. You know, he has
That
one
high
of the
IQ
best,
jiu-jitsu, bro.
He has
Yeah,
one of the
for sure.
best corners in the entire sport right now. So it's one of those things where you have Craig Jones, who's a fucking BJJ wizard in his corner. I think in the rematch between at least Islam and Volkanovski, I think Volkanovski will take it, provided Islam gets past Charles Oliveira, which I don't think is possible. So I mean, let's see.
Ooh, okay. So
And-
this is cool. I think this is a cool thing because we all watch a wide variety of sports. It's the all sports spectacular. Is that your like low-key hot take that it's the end of Islam's reign?
I think it's the end of that style of fighting, right? Because it is MMA. You can't really rely on one special.
You have to evolve.
unless you're absolute, unless you're an
Like
absolute
Khabib.
master, like Khabib, exactly.
Who takes you down and he's gonna fuck you up. But
Yeah.
even though Khabib also evolved, we saw the Conor fight. He
Yeah.
beat Conor standing
Yeah.
up as well.
Yeah.
So and like Islam is basically Khabib's
Protege.
protege.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see, I think, Charles take him down. Even though the fight is in Abu Dhabi, and that really helps Islam, I think, because the Abu Dhabi crowd is gonna back.
I honestly don't think
Yeah.
Charles cares because I think
He's a
kind of
stone
feeds
cold
off-
killer.
He feeds off that adversity. I think if
Yeah.
you give him a crowd that doesn't like him, he'll actually fucking perform better.
Probably.
His first fight looked a bit lazy. I'm not gonna lie, but in the second one, I think he's coming for it all, bro.
Where's
I think
this-
he can. I think he can beat him.
Where's
Islam from?
Dagestan.
So that's Russia.
That's Russia.
But he doesn't go on the Russian flag. So that's like another controversial, and that's another thing that's happening in sports now is Russia getting sort of banned out of sporting events and sports.
Well, I think that's just because they've been doping a lot,
Yeah.
and also the whole.
No, the Ukraine war.
Ukraine war, yeah.
primarily.
Either war also there was
Yeah.
like a bit of
So, like, so no, I'm like, does he fight under the Russian flag, or do you fight under your nation's flag?
Do you even fight? I don't think you really.
No, it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Okay.
And the Dana White doesn't care about.
Yeah.
Because like other sports like tennis, like for example Medvedev, like wherever you see
Yeah.
him, they don't show the Russian flag anymore.
Yeah. Because and he was banned from Wimbledon in 2022.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I don't know, what is your take on that? Like either you don't allow the guy to compete at all as a punishment to that country, or then let him come and then do everything. Now why not show his flag?
Yeah.
You want the best of the best to show up to keep the sport interesting, because whoever
Yes.
won would have an asterisk is like, oh, you didn't beat that guy who was the best. So you want to keep that aspect of your sport alive, but at the same time, you don't want to spotlight a
Yeah.
nation that the world is kind of shunning right now. So I think it's
Yeah.
the best of both worlds if you have the player, but ignore the
I don't
country.
think it's a
'cause
cop out.
And
I don't think it's a cop out at all.
I think
what
we've-
he's referring to is a question about should politics be involved in sport. And I think politics and sport are intrinsically linked. Like they're
Yeah, they are.
always going to go along with each
For sure.
other.
Yeah.
So like you're going to have like, from the days of Muhammad Ali, like protesting against protesting for black rights, and
It was also protesting against like mandatory enlistment. right?
yeah, and yeah, the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
and like from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to right now, you've got who's that NFL player who took the knee, like
Yeah, Colin Kaepernick.
Colin
Kaepernick,
Kaepernick,
yeah.
exactly. Sport and politics are always going to be linked. So I think you're going to have some interventions from governments, because like sport is what like captures people's attention, right?
So which brings me to an interesting question for you guys. What is your favorite sports movie? What is your favorite sporting movie? Right? Because like if you look at something like I don't want to spoil if it's any of yours, but if you look at Invictus, it's a really good
Yeah.
example of what we were just talking about, which is sports capturing and uniting people.
In
across the
apartheid South
nation,
Africa,
right?
yeah.
So we had, the Springboks were like the nation's team.
Yeah.
And Nelson Mandela was like, if we change it, we're just gonna piss them off. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like we should
yeah.
all come together and just support this team because now it is our team, right? So something like that. Invictus has always been a movie. I've loved Invictus like all my life. What is you guys' favorite sports movie? It can be any movie.
Not my favorite, but similar to Invictus. I don't know if y'all have seen Remember the Titans.
Oh,
dude.
I
That was
love
a hit,
Remember the
right?
Titans.
Channing
Great fucking
Tatum,
movie, bro.
fucking,
Yeah. It's got everyone, bro.
That movie is
Ryan
fun.
Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
Young
that's
Ryan
right.
Gosling.
Denzel Washington, bro.
Denzel, dude. Denzel's
Crazy
like that.
fucking movie, man.
Man like Denzel.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Look,
Good
every
choice.
time you'll ask me about like my favorite movies, I can never just pick one. So I'll give you like a few
Sure. You
highlights.
give me two. Give me two more.
I'm gonna pick one of mine. I
Remember the
think.
Titans is not. I don't think so. I don't think so because I don't have a football movie. in
Mine's
my
not a
life.
football movie.
So
We'll keep it diverse.
I love the movie Rush.
Oh, Rush is insane.
Oh, great fucking
I
sporting movie.
love
man.
that movie.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of them movies that like
Yeah.
just stayed with me.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
not
think
a big
Rush doesn't
F1
get the
guy.
love it deserves.
Yeah.
Like, if it came out now, like if it came out next week, it would be so much bigger.
Because
You know what
F1
I
is so
mean?
much bigger.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not an F1 guy.
Yeah.
I fucking love Rush.
Great
I
movie.
love like the 3 cricket movies I love. Iqbal, Lagan, 83. I think they were
You know, I'm
all
an Iqbal fan, man.
super
Yeah,
fun.
You know that.
I think I love cricket movies. I think cricket is one of the toughest sports to shoot on film because it's so unpredictable.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think all 3 of these movies did a good job. I think those are probably like my top
Okay.
few. Rush and like these 3 cricket
So why don't you take it away?
I think
then?
for me, it has to be only one movie. That's Moneyball.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking fantastic movie,
Yeah,
man,
like
Siobhan.
Brad Pitt, Jonah
Yeah,
Hill,
yeah.
and it like
This
it
guy
really
doesn't give a fuck about the sports. bro.
Moneyball.
What's your favorite thing about the movie, dude? Brad Pitt, like, come on, bro. You got Ryan Gosling in there as well. Just shut it down, bro.
And it wasn't about the sport. It was about the business behind the sport. It was about
Yes.
analytics. It was about
yes.
the sport moving from your old legacy scouts to data
Yes.
analytics, numbers,
Yes.
crunching the shit down.
Yeah.
It was fucking phenomenal.
movie.
Shivan's a
Yeah,
data
it's
guy,
a
so I
movie.
should have known that. I should have
Exactly.
known that. I should have known that.
Man, what a movie. I think it changed the face of MLB as well,
Yeah.
right? They said,
in 2003.
Yeah.
I will pick two. One of them would have been Lagan. Sorry, one of them would have been Lagan for sure.
Lagan's so good.
But I'll pick another Hindi Bollywood, which is Chak De India.
Yeah, that's a
So
hit.
good.
He said.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Great. But Shah Rukh Khan, yeah, straight up. There's your Brad Pitt, you know?
Where are you from? And she goes, India, bro.
Yes.
The music from that movie. Oh
fucking movie.
god.
Bharat,
Song
Bharat.
has been
Yeah,
played
yeah.
at every Indian sporting
Yeah.
event, no matter what the
Yeah.
sport is.
Is it the GOAT Indian sports movie, you think?
Lagan.
No, I would say Chak De India, yes,
Oh,
because it's more
Bhag
like
Milka Bhag was.
That was really
also-
good. That was really
Shout
good.
out. I mean, we gotta say it.
And I'm going to give another shout out to a movie which kind of low key, but being an Arsenal fan, The Invincibles. Have you seen The Invincibles?
That's a documentary.
It's a documentary.
It's not a movie.
It's not a movie. It's not a movie. It's a documentary for sure. I don't have any other swim.
Documentaries don't
Any
count.
other Hollywood sports movie that I like, so I'm going to say The Invincibles. And my big reason for it is because it showed Arsene Wenger in this light that I've never seen him in before, and I think I found it awesome. Like it was,
But talking documentaries, there are like
So many.
There's so many.
Yeah.
We're talking about an adaptation of a.
Yeah.
I think also just shout out to Jerry Maguire. That one made.
Yeah, but is that a
So,
sports movie?
It's like a
Yeah.
rom
Yeah.
po
that's-
movie, you
that's-
know?
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Carter. Have you guys seen Coach
Oh,
Carter?
dude.
Kind of
Yes.
Ben Affleck.
No, it's not Ben Affleck.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Fucking
Yes.
fantastic
Yeah.
movie, man. I think all of these movies, all of these sporting movies, place a heavy emphasis on the power of
Sport.
being a team
Yes.
and being a unit, and that being how you overcome the challenges,
Yeah.
right? Because all of these are like team sport movies, right? So that leads me into my next question, which is for the World Cup, right? The Cricket World Cup.
Before you go to that, sorry, we'll get to that. I think we'll end with that. Before you get there, I just want to say, shout out Dear Basketball.
As a Romspo,
The Kobe
as a
film.
Romspo movie.
No, the Kobe movie, bro.
Oh shit,
Dude.
My bad. I thought Love and Basketball.
No,
My
no,
bad.
Dear,
I'm on a
bro.
Romspo vibe right now.
I just have to like talk. I can't talk about sports movies and not talk about that movie, bro.
Yeah.
We've discussed this,
yeah,
man.
we have.
Yeah.
When we need a good cry, you put that shit on.
Yeah, I don't cry, so
But
I don't want to talk.
but Dear
about it.
Yeah.
shout out Dear Basketball, and we'll get to think.
Shout out Dear Basketball, bro. Fuck, Dear Basketball. is
Kobe,
such a-
man.
Bro. Shout out Kobe.
Yeah, dude, I was listening to the Amine album and line on his song where he's like, "Yo, Kobe was like a father to me. I had to get him tattooed and shit." It's pretty wild, bro. Kobe, like his influence is unmatched.
I think that's sports in general, right? Like that is what we were also talking about at the top of the show. Right? It's more than just the game. It's more about winning or losing. It's about the personalities and the perseverance and
Yeah.
overcoming that adversity that gives kind of young people hope. Like if you look at Kobe, he transcends basketball in general, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, you look at fucking piano players and they'll be like, yeah, no, I just fucking got through this shit because I had the Mamba mentality or whatever. You can really apply that vision and that dedication to anything, really. If you want to be a good fucking student and study all night, Mamba mentality, bro. Like, it transcends the sporting world. It is something that you kind of ingrain into your personality almost.
And that's
Yes.
it is. But how many of us were like
Yeah.
10 years old?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
when
saying?
when I chuck a paper
Yeah.
toss into a dustbin, it's like Kobe.
Yeah.
Crazy, bro, man. Shit.
Just
R.I.P.
to
the goat.
segue, Kobe recently, Novak Djokovic won his 24th Grand
Oh,
Slam
shit.
title, and he shouted out
Shouted
Kobe.
out Kobe.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man.
So that's
24. And I
Yeah,
want to get your guys' opinion. I know we spoke about this last time I was on here. Since we spoke, Novak Djokovic has now won 24 Grand Slams. Nadal's at 22.
That's it, like-
Federer is at 20. Is Djokovic the GOAT?
I'm unfamiliar with tennis a little bit. Is there like a shift in how many games or how many Grand
Yeah.
Slams have been played?
No,
no,
same,
no,
same
no,
amount
no.
of Grand Slams. It's just that statistically,
Djokovic is the best.
Djokovic is now his reign is undeniable.
Okay, so there haven't been an increase in
No,
games per
no.
season. I mean, then you gotta be like, yeah, right.
So I think what it is, right, and we've spoken about this a lot. Djokovic is on paper, like you're saying, the stats don't lie, the best. He's won the most. He's like dominated everything. This dude's like a machine, right? But I don't know if he's the GOAT, because I think being the GOAT is a combination of your on-field like prowess
I agree. Yeah.
and your off-field like personality.
Yeah.
And I don't think Djokovic has that, like the way Federer has that personality, the way that Nadal had that personality. I think Djokovic is like, he's a machine. He's probably the best.
Sure.
He is the best tennis player.
But when you look
He's
at
not
it,
the greatest tennis
he's not the
player.
greatest then.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Nice.
Well, I guess you see that parallel in basketball as well,
Yeah.
where someone like Tim Duncan, for example,
Yeah.
he has 5 rings as well. He's never mentioned in
Yeah.
the same breath as Kobe, who also has 5
5,
rings,
yeah.
or Michael, or LeBron. He has more rings than LeBron, but nobody considers him a better player than LeBron just because he's a quiet guy, man. He shows up to the games, dominates, leaves.
No, Djokovic is far from a quiet
he's
guy.
not quiet.
No, he's an anti-vax.
Not in that sense, but like you see that way, it has to be a combination of personality as well as
Yeah.
the game.
I think
Yeah.
that's what makes a goat.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think,
that's
like,
cool.
That's why Messi is like the GOAT.
Messi. Oh yes,
Messi is the GOAT.
I
say or Ronaldo, but
hey man, I have no legs to stand on, but we will say the influence of Ronaldo is unmatched. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Ooh,
Sure.
okay.
But, yeah.
I want to talk about my opinion, which is I think fairly controversial for all the football fans out there. My favorite team in the world, obviously Real Madrid. Right now, Madrid is the only team in Europe that has won every single game they've played.
Manchester City have
No, they've drawn or whatever.
no.
they've won every single game.
Okay, maybe, but they don't count because they suck. But I saw a stat saying now that Inter drew. Did they not draw some game?
They lost Community
Ah,
Shield, but
they
do you
lost-
count that?
Yeah, I'm counting that. Madrid has not lost
Let's
the game.
count it. We
Okay,
won.
we
that.
won. Fine.
Yeah, Madrid hasn't lost the game this season. A lot of Madrid fans I know are like hyped. We signed like probably the hottest property on the market, Jude Bellingham, that all the clubs wanted, and he chose Madrid. We have like Vinicius, Fede Valverde is super highly rated. Madrid have like a very strong team. I just think that the board has not supported Ancelotti, and I don't think this will last. And as a Madrid fan, like obviously I want to be proven wrong, but Madrid they lost their best striker, Ballon d'Or winner, did not replace him. They signed like some 33-year-old striker on loan, who's good, dude. He's not like a Champions League winning striker. There are 4 attackers in the Madrid team. The starting goalkeeper got an ACL injury. The best centre back of like the one for the future has an ACL injury. Our best attacker Vinicius got injured. Like the injuries are coming. The season is long. Madrid has not won even one of their games convincingly. Most of their games have been like a fucking 98-minute goal by
But they
Jude
have
Bellingham.
Joselu,
Yeah.
whatever.
He'd prefer to score
Yeah.
in the 90th minute. That's a killer attitude right
He's
there, man. That's
amazing, dude.
Bellingham's insane, but you're right. Madrid
The
are
team,
gonna
no.
fall off.
And
Like,
I think it's Ancelotti's last year. He's second stint at Real. He's been like one of the best coaches to coach Real. He's won like Champions Leagues. He's won everything, essentially. And he like it's just sad to me that the board isn't supporting this guy. They've done a really good job in planning the future of the midfield. I think Madrid had the best midfield in Europe at one point, and they're looking like they will have the best midfield in Europe again. But I just don't like our previous coach Zidane left because he was like, "Yo, I don't feel supported." And I think Ancelotti is just like he knew it was last year. He's
But
gonna.
why
coach
do you
Brazil.
think that is though? Isn't it in the team's best interest to
Yes.
support?
But Madrid has always had that mentality of like, oh, we want superstars, and it's worked to some extent. It worked in like the 2010s. They won, all those Champions Leagues. They signed the best players in the world. They built the Galactico team, and they really want Mbappe. And Mbappe has been so elusive, and this club is just obsessed with him that they're not investing in players who can help you win now, because on the
You
off
want
chance
him
that we'll get
yeah,
Mbappe.
yeah.
You can't get Kane because then that's going to affect your Mbappe
you know what I'm saying?
money.
Like Kane should have been signed by Madrid. Like this was like he was the obvious replacement. He would have come to Real. He wanted to leave, and then he went to like Bayern or something. You should have like,
and he
you
got a
know,
hat trick in Bayern as well.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
crazy. Bro.
That's crazy knowledge that he
I'm
knows
reading,
that.
I'm reading up, man. I knew we had a sports episode
Right?
this week, so I've been
I
keeping
didn't know
up.
Kane got a hat trick for Bayern.
Yeah,
Hat-trick and
and
two
he
assists.
assisted
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, dude.
Straight up, straight up.
The assist stats also, Jay.
I've been
Who
reading.
are
up
you,
this
man?
week,
And I know a lot of Madrid fans are going to disagree with me, but I think I'm not convinced this year. I love Jude. I love our team. I really want to win. And I think Madrid can, because they have that, like, the Bernabeu magic or whatever where they do it. But it just feels like there's going to be a fall.
Aman, you know why it feels like that? Because there's one team in football right now that's better than everyone by a far
Probably
mile.
Chelsea, yeah.
Okay, they meet Madrid once. We meet them the time before. So
Yeah, but the last time you met Manchester City, they were by far and above the best team in the world. So Manchester City have the best manager, they've got the best resources, they've got the best player, they've got the best board, they've got literally everything set up. They are the Harlem Globetrotters. They won the treble last year. They've won everything. And they're not going to go away. I hate it as an Arsenal fan. It's fucking disappointing, but they're just too good.
I don't
You
think
guys see that Kyle Walker return
Yeah.
thing? Wasn't it sick? The Wolf of Wall Street
Oh,
recreation
yeah.
thing. Man, that was great, dude. They just
Yeah.
have. I feel like they're so good. They just have fun now. Like they're just having
I
fun.
mean,
like,
a lot of
yeah.
teams
Is-
mess around.
No,
like that.
sure, but these guys are on a different level. It seems.
They- I
right?
mean,
Like,
they had
they're
a- they
almost
had-
unbeatable.
They had the
Yeah.
best season possible last year. I don't think they'll win the Champions League again.
What is standing in their way?
Arsenal.
But the Champions League, relax.
Two of us enjoy that.
Look at these dreamers on the couch.
No cap. I think Arsenal can reach the final and win it.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, fine.
But the only team
If
that's
they reach the
controversial
final,
opinion.
if they reach the final, do they win it? Because they kind of crumbled to City when they played them last year.
Oh, dude,
right?
this guy's knowledge is leading up, bro.
Come on, guys.
He knows about the bottling up.
I do know about that,
in the
man.
history of the Champions League, only one team has won the Champions League back to back,
Oh, really? Wow.
and they ended
That's
up
kinda cool, man.
They ended up doing it 3 years in a row. You know what team that
Which
was?
team? Oh, okay. This fucking guy, man.
That bald fraud will not win again.
Push his Real Madrid agenda.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
shit, I just realized. Oh, okay. That's what's up, man.
I don't think they'll do it. I just don't think. I don't know if Madrid will win. I don't think City will win the Champions League again. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there.
What are the other teams you
think
think
we
that
should-
can win? Because every team has flaws.
I think Arsenal can win the Premier League. I think this is Arsenal's year to win the Premier League. So maybe they can win the Champions League. I always think Bayern can do it.
Okay, let me just go through all the teams and point serious flaws.
There are flaws in everyone.
Bayern have no midfield. Barcelona's manager is really shit. Arsenal don't have experience at the top level. Real Madrid don't really have any strikers. Juventus and all the Italian teams basically have no elite players. Manchester United, please. PSG, they're never going to win anything. So it's really Manchester City.
Big
Like,
man said, I'll give you flaws, and then half of them were like, this one is not good. They're never going to win. This.
They don't.
How important do you guys think? Because it's very different in football, right? When you see like a manager, like I've always struggled to understand. Are they manager, coach, GM, like what the all rolled in one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how important is a really good manager to a team, even if they're struggling? Right? Like can they turn around a struggling team, or
Yes.
does it involve
Yeah.
buy-ins and all of that stuff? Because it's more than just a coach, right?
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to be
The mentality.
the GM of the entire organization, right?
Yeah.
And I think there are different managers for different teams. I think the type of manager Pep was, who like he's like a tactical master or whatever, and the type of manager that Zidane was, who did 3 Champions Leagues in a row, is very different. Zidane was he was an inspirer. You know what I'm saying? He would like go into the dressing room and give you like a fucking speech, and these dudes would play like their life depended on it. And Pep would like set up this team, and this guy, okay, I'll do this. And, like he used to, before last year, Pep was like notorious for overthinking his teams in the Champions League, and that's why he would never win. Like they lost to Lyon because he started some really weird team in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And I suspect, I don't know if Madrid will win the La Liga because I don't think they have the longevity, but because it's Ancelotti's last year, and I think Madrid's starting 11 on paper is great, like their best starting 11. I think they'll push for the Champions League because that's Madrid's cup. I do think Bayern can do it. I know you're saying they don't have a good midfield, but I think with the combination of like having this like elite striker, arguably the best, I think he might be better than Lewandowski. and you have like Musiala coming into his own, and you have like Goretzka, who on his day can be perfect.
He's
Bayern,
not a DM though. He's not a DM.
but
So,
you have
see,
too much at
football
DM.
is like a very team-heavy dependent sport, right? When you look at a sport like cricket, for example, it's a team sport, but it's also one-on-one matchups,
Individuals.
right? So,
yeah.
how good of a chance do you think India really has at this World Cup? Because everyone's been saying that that we do have the best team on paper, and in terms of one-on-one matchups, we have a lot of the best players. So, how does that kind of impact their mentality going into it? Do you think it hurts them that they're the favorites, they're not playing with a chip on their shoulder,
Yeah.
and they're kind of lazy about it? Or do you think they come in there and prove a point?
I don't think India's lazy.
Yeah.
I think India on paper have the best team along with England and maybe arguably Australia. What's held India back since 2013 is when it comes to the key moments when the lights are the brightest, they've really failed. Like the semi-finals they lost in 2021, 2022, they lost in
2019.
2019 World Cup, they fell against New Zealand, they lost in 2017 final against Pakistan in the Champions Trophy. So India have the best team, they've got the best players, they've got Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, two of the top stars in world cricket, they've got the best, arguably the best bowler in Jasprit Bumrah. They've got a bunch of elite youngsters like Shreyas and Shubman Gill. But the only thing it'll come down to is when it's a semi-final against England, packed out Wankhede, final against any team at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, who's going to pick up that chips when all the pressure's on you, and are you going to go and perform for your country?
So we should say that like India is now playing at home, which there's an advantage to, which the 2019 and 2015 World Cup they didn't do, and the last 3 World Cups the home team has won.
Oh, wow, really?
So
Okay.
there is like a high benefit to that. I also think the level of the rest of the team compared to 2019 and 2015 is higher now. I think players like Gill and players like Siraj and stuff and Sky
Yeah.
have like really come into their own. So I do think India has a shot. I would love for India to win. The Indian coach was like my favorite Indian cricketer. So I'm
Yeah.
Didn't they just like sweep Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that was
final?
amazing.
That's one because Sri Lanka was bad, not bad.
Well, sure, I
That was
understand that, but 50 in a
amazing,
final
bro.
is
Yeah.
kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah.
If we're looking strategically, look
That's
at
like shutdown level, bro.
yeah, like if you look
Wow,
at
dude, I'm
India's
so impressed that you know.
Don't worry about it, bro.
if we look at India's 11, the top 3 is sorted. You've got Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. You wouldn't want a better top 3 in the world.
yeah.
It's going to come down. I believe India's World Cup hopes, if we're looking at the nitty-gritties, the X's and O's, is how does Shreyas Iyer perform at number 4? We need basically someone to come in the middle overs, play spin really well, and he's one of the top players of spin in world cricket. He's got like a great average between overs 11 to 30, which is where the middle overs, which is where you need nice spin hitters. He's coming back from injury. He's still not performed well. He's got some back spasms. If he is in form and he's got some miles under his legs before the World Cup starts, that'll be great. And then second thing is India's third strike bowler, Shardul Thakur. We basically don't have great balance. We have a bunch of specialists. We've got like 7 specialist batters and 5 specialist bowlers. We don't have great all-rounders, which other teams have.
I disagree, bro. I think Jadeja might be the best all-rounder of this generation.
In Test cricket, yeah, not an ODI.
I
His
think-
batting has fallen off. So basically,
On his
let me
day,
complete my
he's like-
point.
sorry.
So Shardul Thakur, he's basically the linchpin who at number 8, he offers some batting depth and he's a good bowler, but he's not as great of a bowler as Mohammad Shami, Siraj and Bumrah. So we're going to have to sacrifice one of those 3 to play Shardul Thakur in the 11 to give us some batting depth. So it's basically balancing the squad somewhere to basically have a more complete 11. If Shardul Thakur can go Lord mode in the middle overs, India's going to have a great World Cup.
or you sacrifice Kuldeep Yadav.
No, you're not sacrificing Kuldeep Yadav. He's the best spinner in the world.
I mean, yeah. But my thinking is that you sacrifice him and then you have Aksar and Jadeja.
No. You can't. Kuldeep Yadav is our best wicket taker in the middle overs. So we're not going to sacrifice him. He's taken the most
Yeah,
wickets
he
for
had a
India.
great Asia
Yeah,
Cup
and he
also.
can spin the ball both ways. So
Okay, so let's get into. So we did World Cup predictions, right, for the FIFA World Cup.
And
Why don't
Shivan
you
got
give
most
us
of them
your-
right.
He did get a surprising amount of them
Yeah.
right. What are
See,
your
Argentina would win? Sorry.
I
Roll
think that
the
was just
tape.
because of his like Messi
yeah.
fever.
I don't know if you did say they would win.
I don't remember. Let's just say I did say they would win. I did. I said Ronaldo would have a shit World Cup.
What are your? I know Aman has a bunch of rubrics again for your
Yeah,
cricket World
I do.
Cup predictions. So why don't you fire them off and he can get back to you.
I will. So let's start. Best bowler, highest wicket taker.
Highest wicket taker. I think it's going to be a pacer. They take the most wickets in the power play and in the death overs. I'm going to go for left field option. I'm going to say Trent Bolt from New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Controversial.
Nice.
Yeah.
Orange.
Not one of the Aussie pacers.
Mitchell Stark has an option, but he's been the top wicket taker in each of the last 2 World Cups.
Yeah.
But I think Bolt, the form he's in right now, I just don't like the name.
I think.
Do you think their IPL, the fact that they
It
play
does
the IPL
help,
helped them a
yeah.
lot in this World Cup
sure.
also?
It does help because they're used to the conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orange cap, highest runs.
Highest runs, I'm going to back my boy Shubman, man. Shubman Gill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Best player overall.
Best player overall, like player of the tournament, it's going to go to a team, of a player that wins the World Cup. So I'm going to go Virat Kohli.
Okay.
Not Gill?
Okay.
I think Virat Kohli is going to score. Okay, then maybe let's do this round again. Then it doesn't make sense if Shubman Gill is the top scorer.
I mean,
No, it's
it
fine.
does.
Yeah.
It
Don't
makes
worry about
perfect
it.
sense,
It's
bro.
okay.
Maybe
Okay.
Virat will have more important.
Yeah, I think
More impact.
More impact.
Yeah.
I think Virat Kohli is going to have a bigger impact. He's going to have a Sachin moment this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Biggest
I know
disappointment.
he had a little bit of a slump recently, but he's
did,
kind of
but he's back.
Kind of,
But he's back.
He's
pulling
back.
into
He's
form.
back.
Okay, that's cool.
Biggest disappointment.
Pakistan. I think Pakistan, like, they've lost Naseem Shah. They've lost, like, they don't have great batting depth right now. They've got 2 elite players in Shaheen Afridi and Babar Azam, but the rest of the squad is not looking great.
Everyone you lost at the start of the episode.
I've
was
got them
saying-
back.
Yeah, you've won them back. You're saying that.
But
Yeah,
do
that's
you
true.
think that Pakistan's game, I agree with you, I think they will be the biggest loser also. But do you think it's also affected by
also agree.
facts beyond cricket? Like the whole thing that led up
politics,
to it,
yeah.
them saying we won't come here. And of course the crowds are going to be anti.
Pakistan, I don't think the crowds will be that anti-Pakistan, to be honest. You've got a bunch of, like, people.
But you look at me, bro. What? What the fuck? No.
I'll help you with this edit, bro. Yeah, we'll. I mean, yeah. Do we have any more rubrics for him?
I
Any
mean,
more-
we have the rubric. Who's winning?
I don't think we need to discuss that right now, bro.
I mean,
Who do
clearly
you
you.
win? Who do you think is going to win?
I think
Siobhan?
India will win.
They
I think
should win?
India has to win this World
Okay.
Cup. Like,
Okay.
it'll be a huge disappointment if India doesn't win.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you're saying, the 3 favorites are India, Australia, England. If India, I'm a big Australia fan as well. So if India and Australia aren't winning, I would love for New Zealand to finally get their flowers because they've been around, bro. They've been in the last 2 finals, like, you know. And
Do you guys have do you guys have like a wild card team that could take it?
Oh,
Or was
my
that-
wildcard team,
New
yeah.
Zealand.
I think it has to be South Africa.
so I was going to
Okay,
say that.
South Africa. Watch out for Heinrich Klaassen.
Okay.
Remember the name? He's
Okay.
the best spin hitter in world cricket.
Dude, wasn't there a football player also named Henrik Larsson?
That's
From South
that's
Africa?
Henrik Larsson from Sweden.
Yeah. And this guy's Heinrich.
Heinrich Klaassen.
Klassen.
Yeah.
No, that was Larson, and this is Klaassen.
Klaassen, yeah.
Okay.
He just got like 175 of like 83 balls against Australia.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
killed it in the IPL. He's going to do really well. South Africa won't win because they don't have the bowling to win, but their batting lineup is going to be scary.
So we met like a friend of ours a few days ago, shout out Shane, and he was like, "Oh, I think South Africa could win." And I said, which is what I've always thought, South Africa are generational chokers, bro. Like these guys are like the Hall of Fame of chokers. They are the team. At some point, they had one of the best teams in the world, bro. Imagine like Callis and Smith and Pollock and all these dudes, and you're just like fucking AB, and you're fucking just losing.
99 and 2015, they should have won the World
Yeah.
Cup, but they choked. I think like this team isn't of that level,
Yeah.
but they can make the semi-finals. Let's say that.
I think my dark horse is New Zealand.
Yeah. I would say New Zealand also. But do you think there's any potential in this World Cup for like surprises? Like, do you think Afghanistan or Bangladesh? I mean, I'm saying they're going to win, but do you think they can
beat
create
a
some
top
stir?
team. Oh, for sure, 100%. Cricket has got a lot closer in terms of teams like Afghanistan and Netherlands who are going to
Even
win this World
Netherlands,
Cup. They can beat South Africa, Pakistan, even in England. England lost to Sri Lanka in the last World Cup, and they went on to win the World Cup. So
Yeah.
I think we can see a bunch of surprises for sure.
And these conditions do like the Afghanistan, Bangladesh, even Sri Lanka for that matter are suited to these conditions. So it's something that
Definitely,
works for
yeah,
them.
yeah. But I think also we have to mention England. England have the best team on paper after India. and they play the best brand of cricket. So
I hate England, bro.
England, they feel like the favorite. I'm backing India because it's India and it's my home country. But if it's not England, India is going to be England.
I don't think England will win.
Come.
Hate that
This
team,
whole
bro.
episode has just been Shivan saying something and Aman going like,
Siobhan yo-yoing our fans between like, I hate this guy, I love this guy.
Bro, I hate England. I don't think they deserve to win the 2019 World Cup. They are. I mean, again, I'm an India and Australia fan. I have to hate England, but the players annoy me. The
Yeah.
fans annoy me. I hope they get knocked out in the group stage.
Well, you know, it's gonna be interesting either way. And yeah, that's it. That's our ASS.
Wait, no,
we
before
do
we
have we do have his empty shelf item as well.
Before that, I think it's like going to take 2 minutes. I think this is going to be a fun segment. So we've done.
I think you're gonna be.
Thanks, man. I think we've okay.
Segments.
So we've now done the World Cup. We have a lot of big events this year. I'm just going to throw out names. You tell me who's going to win. No discussion. Just say your name.
Okay.
All of you can answer
Nice.
if you want to. Like I might,
Cool.
Cool,
Premier
cool.
League.
Go. Arsenal. Shout out my man Jinnah.
Go.
I want to say Arsenal, but I.
Come on, be a dreamer, man.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
man.
Arsenal. Fuck that. Yeah.
Manchester City.
Yeah.
Come on.
Said Arsenal, yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Fuck City,
Let's go,
bro.
dude. Let's go.
I think Arteta has it in him. Odegaard, Real Madrid royalty. Let's do this. Okay, La Liga.
I don't care, but Madrid.
Barcelona.
I
Say Valencia.
Getafe.
all the football knowledge I have is squeeze dry, guys. Barcelona.
I'll always say it. Real Madrid, Barca and the mud. Okay, Champions League.
Munich.
City.
City.
Real Madrid,
Okay,
City
so
in the
this-
mud.
This was basically.
Yeah, that was the segment.
I
This
saw
entire segment is to stroke amongst Real Madrid fan base.
Fury,
Ngannou.
no, Fury,
Oh,
Paul.
Fury Ngannou. Fury is going to win.
Okay.
He's gonna destroy him. It's boxing.
I think
Yeah.
I think Tyson Fury is also going to
I
win.
want to say Ngannou only because none of y'all said it.
I mean, Fury is that guy.
I know.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fury is
Fury
that
will-
guy. bro.
But you
No
want to say
idea.
KSI Fury?
Yeah, KSI Fury.
I'm gonna back my boy KSI.
Let's
bro.
go, bro.
Guys.
No discussions.
No
No discussions.
Say it. Fury, of course.
KSI, man, he's him. You know what I'm saying? He can see John Cena. Okay.
You are not him. You are not him.
And
Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis.
Logan Paul.
We know
Logan
who's winning
Paul.
F1. Who comes second?
Who's it a battle between Perez and who?
Perez, Sainz,
George
Leclerc,
Russell,
Russell,
Perez.
everybody.
It's gonna be Perez.
I think it's gonna be Carlos Sainz.
Maybe if he continues like this, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
love to see.
Yeah, I would love to see Carlos Sainz also come.
and who do you think, Sid?
Carlos Sainz, I would say.
I have no clue, bro. I'm going to say fucking
Wow,
Lando
we
Norris.
brushed over F1 this episode, guys.
Yeah, we
but
did.
I mean, F1's been largely boring for a while, but
Yeah.
the last Singapore race was a fantastic race,
fantastic.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was really good. I loved the moment where he was like, yeah, that's on purpose. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Lando being behind
The
him.
DRS.
Man.
Yeah, hopefully as F1 gets tighter and tighter at the top, we see more races like that. But for now, that's all she wrote. I mean, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
And last one, NBA.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, guys, the NBA is so wide open right
Season
now.
hasn't even started, so we
It's
can't.
like
a wild
LeBron
shot.
is gonna win his 5th championship.
Oh,
Yo, guys, I
dude.
promise you.
yes. This is, let's go. Okay, sorry, but this is AD's year. I think it has to be.
It has
This
to
is
be.
like
It
his
has to be.
legacy
He signed
defining
him
year.
to-
No
he
discussion.
signed him to an extension. I think the Lakers have had the best offseason in terms of offensive players.
Yes.
I think he can do it if LeBron stays healthy as well. Yeah, I think he can.
If
get
AD
through
stays
this
fit,
year.
the Lakers
The
are
right
taking it.
answer is the Phoenix Suns. Man, like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker
Nah,
and Bradley Beal.
I mean, that's a good option,
Yeah.
but as we've seen historically for the past, I think 3 years now, these super teams have a tendency to crash and burn through whatever reason.
That's when you have Kyrie Irving and James Harden, who are
Well,
the
no, and KD has been a factor in all of those teams. bro.
injuries. Yeah.
So,
fair.
we can't really say. The NBA is unpredictable. Like we said, it's an 83 game series. I mean, 83 game regular season. So, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it, though.
And if it's not the Lakers, shout out my boy Luka, Real Madrid royalty again.
It's not going to be Luka.
I hope
it's going to be
the-
the
not gonna be
It's going to be the Warriors.
I hope the
really.
Mavs win. Also, if not
Curry's
Lakers.
last title,
Chris
maybe.
Paul addition to the Warriors, fantastic.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
It's not the
It's
best
too
move.
small.
It's kind of random, but I think they could do
If
it.
he agrees to come off the bench, it's a great move. But I think his ego is.
Yeah,
not
I don't think
gonna
he's going to
be-
want to
yeah.
come off the bench.
So yeah, those were our predictions. We'll find out if we were right or wrong. I was speaking with pure bias. Like I said, my
Yeah.
hot take was literally I don't think Madrid's going to
Were
be
you,
able,
Aman?
Yeah.
I don't think Madrid's going to be able to sustain it this season, but I can't say anyone else.
Yeah, that was the ASS, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We love doing these types of
We
episodes.
love this, bro.
I think once in a while these are needed. Siobhan, I heard you
I have a couple of shelf items. So last time I came, I didn't bring a shelf item, so I've had to compensate this time. And I've been an
for
empty
legal
shelf.
reasons we can only pick one of these items, but please present all of them.
I've been an empty shelf gang since the start, so like I had to.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
that's true.
And he didn't bring one the first time.
For legal reasons.
So the first is like a couple of sports cards.
oh, nice.
Very sick, dude.
So this is Aman's favorite player.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, my
whoa.
god.
Wait. And this is Gareth Bale. It's not just any
Wow,
card.
that's so nice, man.
It's
That's
like 100. Like it's like the top card.
and you're giving us this card. Like I
Yeah.
hear that.
Show it to
Aman
me.
can have it.
That's gonna be worth something one day.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be worth something.
So guys, you see this? It's on camera. He's given us this card of a dude who is
Gareth
playing
Bale.
football.
My favorite player of all time, Jay.
Okay, number
So,
2.
I don't think this will look good on the shelf. I might have
Yeah.
to take this one home. huh?
Number 2 is like the first
Nice.
ever Virat Kohli cricket attacks card. It's like a rookie card. It's like a rookie card.
You know what? Fuck legal reasons.
Okay,
That's sick,
so-
man.
And I've had
Whoa,
that for like
look at
10,
this shit.
15 years.
I remember we used to
Wow.
collect these
Yeah.
together, man.
This is crazy.
Can I
man.
see that
This is
other-
absolutely crazy.
Kohli card.
Wow, thank you so much.
Yes, my guy.
This is great.
Okay, I think that my
Nice.
last item probably will be the best of the
You have
lot.
another
So-
item?
Another item?
Yeah. So this is the first sport I think all 4 of us, okay, maybe at least 3 of us fell in 3 of us fell in love with. I think it's WWE.
Whoa, let's go!
Oh shit! Oh no way!
Oh
Yes,
my
man,
god!
come on.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes. Thank you so much.
that to me?
John
My
Cena action
guy.
figure. Someone's chewed off his arms, but that's fine. Wow.
Wow.
Don't give up, guys.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
That's great.
Siobhan got no shelf items, right? Pretty wild, man. He said he got them.
He came and he forgot about it, man. What the hell?
Come on, man. Well, anyway, guys,
Monies.
that was
Dude, Siobhan.
Awesome.
all
that
three
was
of
our
them were
ASS.
awesome,
Thank you
man.
so much for coming
Thanks a
back
lot
on.
for
We
this.
love this
No worries,
episode.
bro.
Yeah.
If you guys like this
Pleasure.
episode, give it a like, subscribe. We hope you guys enjoyed it.
And a quick shout out to our FPL league.
Oh yeah, shout
We
out
have
to
an FPL league going on.
Siobhan didn't win last year.
I came 3rd, I think.
Siobhan didn't
I
win
came
last
3rd.
year, and you know what? Put it down here right now. I might be a little low right now, but I'm coming, and I don't care if I win. I'm gonna beat Siobhan. Okay?
See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Cheaper by the dozen, hate 'em or you love 'em. If you make me feel away, then I might switch up for your cousin. Keep one in the dog and I'll keep 10 more in the oven. If you wanna stop, we can try. It's cheaper by the dozen, hate 'em or you